to get the actor in there. And then the second part of it is kind of that, like how you said, within like 2-3 lines, you're like, hey, this is a girl. What is it that say separated her? What, if you could nail something specific that made her reading so different from what everyone else was doing, where you were just want to punch somebody right in the face, and then you see this person, like, oh my God, it's my savior.
I think that okay, so I'll kind of answer that question first. Like with Rachel, she did what I would love every actor to do in that, okay, well, let me tell you something, because this is something that's really important that the actors should know about indie film scripts, and frankly, film scripts in general. This is, when you're dealing with film writers, and this is not to say that they don't know what they're doing or discount them, but especially with independent films, if you think about it, the writer and director are often the same people. Often, not always, but these usually, especially in New York, are not people that have been like in the game for a very long time. Like I don't get, and granted it might just be me, but like I'm not getting people that have worked on like a sitcom or that have dealt really with format and formula for years on end. These are people that might have taken a class or might have written previous scripts, but they're independent film writers for a reason. They're not all wrapped up in the commercial value of it and also what that looks like in terms of format and formula, which I very much believe in personally. And so what ends up happening, because you have these directors or these directors who are writers, or they want to tell a certain story, and so they're doing this, the writing does not have, I think, the thought and time and attention put into it that a published play, especially by a reputable playwright, will have. So, for instance, one of the things that I was always taught when I was, at least acting back in college, or one of the things that I would urge actors to do with playwrights is, pay attention to punctuation. And clearly, you're not going to, make up your own words. This is not an ad-lib fiesta, especially if it's a theater piece. You'll get killed. It's just not the way you do. With film, I feel like it's sometimes the opposite. Case in point, most of you probably have read film scripts, whether you were auditioning for them or doing whatever you were doing. The amount of typos alone is frightening. So it goes to show you how much attention is really paid to this. So that said, make the words your own, and the grammar and the spelling and punctuation, fix it so that it suits you. And even if you end up adapting things a little bit, it's okay just to make it your own and make it workable. So for instance, and also too, film scripts, especially I hate to say this, but again, it's like men writing women. It's amazing to me how many male writers are writing women as their leads. Okay, fine. But it's so easy to write a woman that just gets mired in histrionics and all this drama. And you know what? It's not interesting. It's not sexy. It's not attractive. I didn't even find it attractive when I was 25. It's almost unwatchable to see a bitch whine and cry and lose her shit. It's not interesting to me. Maybe for a straight guy or a lesbian, and she's wearing nice little tight pants or whatever. But for my demographic, or I think for basically straight women in general, you have to want to be this woman's friend, or you have to relate to her, or you have to love to hate her. And I think that women are a majority of your audience for film, especially for a drama that's independent. So what Rachel did so well is, instead of reading into all the drama in the scene, she turned it around and just made it real. So instead of, for instance, confrontation and argument, she went for the defense mechanisms, because she understood inherently that, frankly, the only people that we scream at are going to be our husbands, our boyfriends, or our mothers. And if you're reuniting with a friend who you haven't seen since college, you might disagree with her, and you might gently try to change it, move the conversation in one direction, but you're not going to yell at her, and you're not going to freak out, unless you're just a crazy bitch. But as the lead, hard to be a crazy bitch unless you're super duper funny. Kristen Wiig can get away with that, but not even, you have to, it's not what the genre is. So she got it, and she made the words her own in real reality. So the reality of the circumstances. So she brought all of this wonderful humor I got to see her energy, her humor, how she works through a problem, her defense mechanisms, all the things I teach people in classes how to do. Like, I want to see the way that you navigate that scene in that given set of circumstances. That's all you got, is you. Because the more you step outside of you, the more bullshit I read on camera, especially on camera. So it was exciting that she inherently knew that. Whereas all the other girls who, you know, had great resumes and the ones that were my age and had gone to grad school and been around forever and blah, 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 it was like watching Telemundo. Not my cup of tea. Yeah. I don't remember what the first question was.